So we'll begin with opening comments from Greg. Greg, just your updates from camp so far, looking ahead to the match against Wales.
Thank you, Michael. First of all, I want to wish all the veterans out there happy Veterans Day. We appreciate everything you've done for this country, and we're proud to be able to represent the United States of America. So thank you very much. You know, we have a veteran in camp with us as our security liaison, and it's been nice for him to share stories with the group, but also to acknowledge some of the family members of our players that are veterans as well. And we're sending a message of support to all the veterans out there. Thank you. You know, it's been interesting going through this camp, actually. You know, we've been off for 10 months, and since that time, the world has changed, and we're operating in a new world right now. And it's taking us a little bit to get used to with all the safety measures you have to take, with the additional testing, with the quarantining, with everything. So it's just something we're adapting to, and the players have been great. They've been going through this for a while. They know what it's about. So you know, for them it's second hat, but for the staff it's really getting up to speed with that. As far as the soccer, you know, we were able to have another full session today. This is our second full session, and it's a pleasure to see these guys. It's a pleasure to see the youthful exuberance out there. You know, a ton of new players, ton of young players, you know, with a really fresh perspective and doing really well at their clubs. So that's been fun to you know, to see their progress and get to see them up close. We're looking forward to the game tomorrow. We know it's going to be a tough test against Wales. Physical team, a team with very good team spirit, a team that's used to scoring goals late in games. It's going to be a good test for this group. And you know, you will see some debuts tomorrow night, and it's nice to get some guys off to a start with a good opponent like Wales. As far as the squad is concerned, you know, we're announcing right now that Christian Pulisic is leaving camp tonight. He had a great 3 or 4 days with the team. He was able to get treatment, able to be with the guys, connect with the staff again. It was great to see him. Unfortunately, he won't be taking part in the match. He's a player that we're certainly going to miss, and with his quality, we wish he could have him on the field, but that's not going to happen. As far as the rest of the group is concerned, we're doing well and looking forward to the game.
Thank you, Greg. I should also mention that, as always, we will have audio and video of today's media availabilities available to you later this afternoon. We're going to begin with Ron Blum from the Associated Press.
There. Hi, Greg.
Hey, Ron. Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I can see you also.
Okay. As you look at Zach, is he hampered at all by the lack of regular games? And would you like to see him, if he doesn't get into a more regular role at City by the end of this season, get to somewhere where he's playing regularly by the start of qualifying in September?
You know, I think ideally you want all your players playing regularly, right? That's the ideal. You know, and that includes goalkeepers. I think Zach, in this particular situation, you know, has a great opportunity to play at one of the best clubs in the world, and you know, he's behind, you know, one of the top 3 goalies in the world. So it's you know, I think in that environment every day is helpful. It's helpful to a certain point. I think there is a point where, you know, what you're saying is he needs to get somewhere and start playing week in and week out. I don't think we're at that point yet. He doesn't look rusty at all. He looks sharp. He looks confident. You know, I can see his passing has improved. His crispness and his decision making has improved. So as far as I'm concerned, you know, he's in a great spot to continue to learn and develop his craft.
Next will be Jeff Carlisle from ESPN FC.
Hey, Greg. Obviously, it was a mix of players in this camp. It was some guys you know really well, others that you're seeing for the first time. You know, how much of training was kind of building on what you've established before, and how much of it did you kind of have to start over and kind of, you know, just start with, you know, trying to build that foundation?
Well, you know, with 10 new players in camp, there's a lot of work to be done. No question about it. And you make the best with the time you have, and that's all we can do. Yes, I was really pleased with the training and the application and training, and the execution, how the guys were picking up on the concepts really quickly. So that part's been great. Again, it's all about expectations, Jeff. And what I'm expecting tomorrow is a team will go out there and compete, a team that will go out there and hopefully execute some of the concepts. I don't think it's going to be a complete performance. I'm not expecting that, but I'm still expecting to see some things that we've worked on.
Thank you, Jeff. Next will be Doug McIntyre from Yahoo.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Greg. Just curious what your approach is to these two games in terms of squad rotation. There's a lot of guys I know you want to get a look at. So how different do you think the lineups will be between the game tomorrow and the game on Monday against Panama? And is there a chance, or should we expect other players to return to their club along with Christian after tomorrow's match? Thank you.
I don't expect there to be many players returning to their club after this game. We play again on Monday, short turnaround. There probably will be some rotation in the squad, Jeff. But what I'd say is, we want to get guys playing together. We want to get guys on the field and getting some minutes for the national team. Some of the core players who haven't been involved that much. So we'll make some changes, but it won't be that drastic. Overall, we're looking to build, from game to game and see where we can come out at the end.
Next will be Stephen Goff from the Washington Post.
Hey, Greg, thanks for your time again. What are your early impressions of Eunice and how he's bonding with the other guys, and what skills you're seeing on display as part of this unit?
All the intel we had about Eunice was that he was an absolute great guy and great pro. And, I can say that's absolutely all true. It's been a pleasure having him in camp. He's such positive energy, such a nice person. And he's a good player. He's a very good player. He's a special player. You'll get to see that tomorrow, I'm sure. But he's, when you think about quality and for his age and his profile, everything is high quality.
Thanks. Next will be Brian Sharetta from American Soccer Now.
Hi, Greg. Thank you for doing this.
You bet.
A lot of the players are new, but some of the players haven't even played much with the youth national teams before, and they're really new to the whole program. Specifically, Nicholas Giacchini and Johnny Cardozo. Similar question as you just answered to Eunice, how they fit in with the team, and what have you noticed so far in training, both on and off the field?
Johnny is a brave boy. If you think about it, he doesn't speak perfect English. He's 19 years old. He leaves. He had the farthest to travel to get here, and but he's still embracing everything and taking everything in stride. He's a great person, very good player. It's been a pleasure to watch him and get to know him. Nicholas, very similar. He's a player that a very positive person, hard worker. Is a team player, and he showed quality as well. So, both of them I expect to see game time this week, and it's been a real pleasure working with him. And for you, Brian, thanks for all the work you're doing, tracking our players abroad. It's really, we're keeping track of you as well. I want to let you know that.
Thanks, Greg. Next we'll go to Ivis Galarcep from SPI Soccer.
Greg, I wanted to ask you about John Brooks. Obviously, he's with all the young players coming in. He's one of the older, one of the veteran players, having a great season. How important is he to your setup, and what kind of leadership role do you expect from him? And a follow up on Cardozo. What about his profile do you like? How do you see him in your system, just in terms of what he brings positionally?
Did you say John Brooks?
Brooks first,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah. So John, is steady as they come. Very steady player in terms of his mentality, his personality. Very calm person. But I think our job is to let him play how he plays. He's a very physical, dominant player. Can be very good on set pieces. Very good passer out of the back, and he's a good guy to have in the team. The thing I like about John is that when the level steps up, I think that's when he can step up as well. He's a guy that shows he can adapt to the demands of the game, and that's what we like about him. In terms of Johnny, you can tell that he plays in Brazil. He's a street smart player. Any type of physical battle, no matter who he's going against, he can deal with, no matter what his size is. He's quick on the ball. You can tell he's in an environment where they value the ball, where you have to take care of the ball, and where you have to play quickly.
Thank you, Imus. Next, we'll go to Phil Cadden.
Hi, Greg. I just wanted to pick up on what you said about Christian earlier. When do you think he'll next be fit to play for Chelsea?
Phil, it's hard for me to speculate on that. I know he's returning to Chelsea. I know he's going to, be training with them. He was doing some on-field work with us as well. He's making a lot of progress. I know he's, the one thing I do know is that he puts absolutely everything into it, and that's one thing I really admire about Christian is that, he's so focused on getting back on the field. All he wants to do is help the club and help his country. And you can hear that when you talk to him, but also his actions. He's working extremely hard, and he was getting treatment 3 times a day, so he's really focused on getting back and getting better.
Next, we'll go to Michele Giannone from Univision.
Hey, Coach, how are you? Since their last camp, there's been big moves. Weston to Juve, Serginho to Barcelona. What have you seen in them as in aspect of development?
I think with both of them, you can tell that they're playing at a different speed now. It's clear to see, in the training field. Both of them have a different gear that they can get to. Serginho, he's a player that technically so gifted. It's really a pleasure to watch. And Weston with the combination of the physical power and the technical quality, you can see that he's really adapting to Italy well.
Next will be Joe Prince Wright from NBC Sports.
Hi, Greg. Most people, I think, would be very excited to see Weston McKennie and Tyler Adams together in midfield. What are your plans for them? And obviously, Tyler hasn't been around the squad for a while now, so how have they been this week as a duo?
I think they're getting used to each other. They're getting used to playing with each other. I think it's been fun having them both in camp. Tyler is a absolute professional. It's great. It's great to always work with him. Weston brings a personality to him. This magnetic personality that just the guys are all laughing and the guys are all waiting for every word he says. So he's a fun guy as well. But for us, it's going to be about how do we put that together on the field tomorrow. And we're looking forward to seeing that. Both quality players, and it'd be nice to get them on the field together.